Hey everybody, this is Dungeon Master Benjamin here at Heart of the Game, and today I am going to be talking about a fantastic miniatures game that has a great introductory kit to it, and that game is BattleTech. Some of you may remember this game coming out a long time ago, like in 1980 something. For those of you who are not familiar with BattleTech, the gist of it is you are commanding either one 65-ton robot that is laden with weapons and armor that towers above the battlefield, being able to just unleash all sorts of awesome power upon its enemies. Or you can play with a squad of mechs. So one of the things that I really enjoy about this game is it is highly tactical. Your movement, your facings, your directions, all of that stuff comes into play when you play BattleTech. So unlike some miniatures games where you're looking at the battlefield and you have your squads and they're assumed to be facing all directions, in BattleTech, if you are pointed in a direction, your mech is pointed in that direction. So being able to maneuver behind somebody, or you want to make sure that you're harder to hit, so you're going to move a greater distance and run, stuff like that. And all that comes into play in BattleTech, and that is one of the things that I really enjoy about the game. That and if your mech has missile pods and stuff like that, you get to track ammunition, and you also, as you get become more advanced in the game, which is beyond the contents of the starter box here. You are going to have to track things like the heat, and you're going to learn that your mech pilots can have different skills and things like that. But this box here is really designed for the new player who wants to try this game out. And I really love it because it is definitely a kitchen table game. You do not need to have this massive game table to play BattleTech. And I'm going to show you some of the later products that you can get into if you decide to purchase a BattleTech beginner box. Now, mind you, one of the reasons that I love this so much is the very friendly price tag of $19.99. That is less than the price of 2 movie tickets. So now we are going to crack open the box and show you what's inside. Now mind you, I've already opened mine, so it's not shrink wrapped or anything because, I can't ever wait to open anything. So to crack open the box, you're going to see some really cool stuff in here. You're going to get some pilot cards, which are going to have different pilot names, little bios and quotes from them, and more importantly, some skills that you'll use as you become more advanced in the game. You're going to have some 6-sided dice. Now, this is really the bare minimum that you're going to need. You're going to want a few more as you play, because you'll learn that being able to mark your mechs for the distance that they traveled is going to be really helpful. But I do enjoy that it only uses 6-sided dice, because most everybody has a board game in their home or access to these very easily. You also get 2 sculpted battle mechs made out of quality plastic. They're solid pieces. They're already assembled. These ones I have not primed yet, because I am going to be doing that after I shoot the video, because I wanted you guys to see what you're actually getting in the box. And these are the 2 mechs that you're going to play with in your first games as you learn how to play with BattleTech. To give you an idea here, mechs come in different classes. These are a medium class mech, so they have a good speed, decent armor, and enough firepower that they're interesting in a battle against one another. Whereas lighter mechs are much faster. They tend to have fewer weapons and very little armor. And then you have assault mechs, which are these giant hulking monstrosities that just tower above everything, and they're just laden with weapons and armor that are almost indestructible. So after we take out the plastic tray, you get a little guidebook. This is a nifty thing here. This gives you a little bit of the lore of the game and kind of introduces you into the world of BattleTech. And one of the things that's really enjoyable is if you're a fan of stuff like Game of Thrones, you may actually find BattleTech to even be more interesting, because there's different households and factions that are warring against each other. And so when you get deeper into the lore, you get into the politics of it all. And what's fun about BattleTech is that it's not only a tactical war game, there's stuff out there so that people do it as role-playing games as well. And you might have a game master who runs a campaign of you are all part of a household or a mercenary company taking on missions. So it's more than just necessarily the combat. So the next component that you get in the box are your data cards. And these here have everything you need to know about your mech to play. What's really cool is you'll see a photo of your mech that you've chosen for battle. This is your damage tracker. So you'll notice that there are parts on these, so you can hit a mech in the legs, the arms, the torso, the center torso, the head, or cockpit where your pilot sits. And what's really fascinating about that is with BattleTech is you can target different areas, and you have tables to determine, like, you know, what area gets hit during battle. You have your weapons here, you have the type of mech, its various movement modes, and then on the back of each of these cards, some of them have some very beautiful artwork, and then others have even more information that's actually more lore than anything else about the individual mech. The next component in the game are even more battle mechs. So one of the great things about BattleTech is that you do not need to have necessarily these, like, you know, these 3D sculpted miniatures are absolutely fantastic, don't get me wrong, but they also give you 8 cardboard miniatures that are excellent little standees. You just punch out and pop onto a base like so. And there you go, you have another battle mech. So you can actually, right out of this box, go from playing 1v1 to lance-on-lance combat, which is typically what a game of BattleTech would be, until you get into even more larger, expansive games. And the final component in this box, actually the final 2 components, is... we have a flyer for Ironwind Metals, which is one of the manufacturers of BattleTech minis. We have a beginner box rule book that, as you can see here, this is not a long book. It's about 12 pages with a cheat sheet on the back to help you determine hit locations, movement modifiers, and attacks, and all that stuff. You also get a short story as well that introduces you even further into the world of BattleTech through the point of view of a character who exists in the world, who is a pilot on a mission. And the most important thing is your double-sided battle map. And when I say this is a kitchen table game, as you can see, this is not a very large map. And this is perfect for your beginner games. And as you become more versed in BattleTech, you may want to expand your collection and what your components with some other great products that our store, Heart of the Game, carries as well. All right, so we've gone through the components of the beginner box. So this is the battle map, and it is a hex-based map. And as I was telling you earlier, that facing matters, it really does in BattleTech. And because those hexes, it will actually determine where your mech can move, and it gives you a little bit more range of motion as opposed to a game that uses standard squares, as opposed to, you know, hexes give you better, more tactical movement. There you can see that there's terrain on here, and then you can adjust your battle mats as well, because you also get some punch out terrain that you can put on and add, or if you use these blanks, you could take away components on the map. Now we're going to do some of the really juicy stuff. So say you've got your battle box here, your beginner box for $19.99. You've played half a dozen games. You're like, man, this is a super cool hobby. Things that you can do to expand upon that hobby. Well, the easy one is paint your battle mechs. And my next video, you will see that these are painted when I get to do a demo game. So I can show you, like, introduce you to the game, and hopefully, you decide, may think, wow, this is a really cool hobby. But you want to expand further than that. So the next best place to go is to get the BattleTech Game of Armored Combat box. This is a great buy. It is $50. It has a full rulebook. It comes with 8 sculpted battle mechs, and as you can see, these have been primed, which I had done last night, so that way I can get painting these as well. So you'll see even more great goodness in there. You get another variation of BattleTech. You get cards so you can play Alpha Strike, which we will talk about in a future video as well. Amongst another map, a full rule book, another novella / short story like this, and more cardstock mechs. So between these 2 boxes, you will have quite a collection. You and your friends, your family members who you want to play with will have some great stuff. And if you want to expand even further, because these maps will get a little small as you play like bigger games, and you're like, oh, lance on lance. We also carry at Heart of the Game BattleTech battle mats. These are wonderful, and for $29.99, honestly, quite a steal. And again, as I say, this is a kitchen table game. You will see that this does not take up that much space. These maps are highly detailed, beautiful color, and they are double-sided. We also have 4 variations of BattleTech battle mat in stock for your gaming needs. And on that note, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please, please support your local game stores. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Tell me what games you would like to learn more about, even as we continue to provide hopefully more information to you, our amazing customers out there. And everybody, please be safe and be excellent to each other.